What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan. I'm BMax45, and we're coming at you with another video. We have our market analysis for the Digimon TCG like we do every week. We try to do it every Friday. We bring you prices, look at Digimon cards, look at how the market's going, look at how things changing in the tournament scene, and just talk about generally what's going on with rising and lowering card prices. But like always, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. Got a bit here today, so we'll get it right into it here, so we get through it. We're looking at Ultimate Cup prices again. They're dropping, like Cormon's $15, Agumon's, gone down a little bit. This, I believe, has gone down a little bit. Even this is kind of, I think it was up around like 130, 140. So we have a price finally for Shine Greymon Ultimate Cup, $1,000, which was way more than, because I think this guy was only at like 650, 500, 650 at initial. So that's pretty expensive. So hopefully you get that one. I think that's like top 8. Yeah, I feel like that's top 8. Yeah, so that's a really good one. Onto other tournament stuff, promos. We're done all of our regionals, so the Wave 3 packs are kind of going to reach their lowest point. The Ultimate Cups are still coming in February, so they have a chance to go down even further. Yeah, everything's cheap. Gated Deadly Sins. Ukamon's the only thing that's expensive, and Raremon, they're both up there, just under $20. But $5. Less than $5. What else? $3. Yeah, everything else is super cheap. $1 because it's got reprinted in the limited pack, so that's kind of hilarious. Yeah, everything is super cheap now. Yeah, because that's 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that's everything from Wave 3. And then lastly, our event packs, which have all crashed pretty much mostly under $10 with a few outliers. This is going to crash too once the limited pack comes out. This is the only thing that, right now you're pulling event packs to pull protoforms. That's it. Because protoform is busted. And it's a super, so it's harder to pull. Yeah, this card's crazy. $45 for that. Yeah, and then you got she's gonna crash even more, probably her to like nothing because of the limited pack. Same with that. Like all the alternates are gonna crash to nothing, and there's some of the ones that are a little bit more expensive, and then everything else is already like nothing. So we'll see what happens. Getting into cards for decks that you might be willing to build. Lord Nightmon. Of course, still doing really good, but actually going down in price. So if you're hoping to actually have this Lord Nightmon stuff, if you want to try Black Lord Nightmon build, like a Nightmon like I am trying, and maybe you don't want to play the most generic purple deck of all time, it's coming down. You can see right here, it's been coming down. It's under $40. It's, maybe wait a little bit, see if it dips below 35. I think it'll probably settle around 30, but I don't think it would go really too much past that. Purple Hybrid's also doing well. Dustmon has seen a giant spike again, and it's starting to level off, but $43 right now. But easily, you got 1 copy, 2 copies, and you're up past 50. So this could see a buyout anytime. Luckily, I got mine. I managed to pick up my other copies for a decent price. And of course, the supers are doing well too. Because of that, it's seeing a bump. Probably the best super you can sell in the set right now. $12. Not amazing, but it's all right. Velgramon. Velgramon's kind of staying around the same, just holding its own at 30. But because the deck's doing well, I don't think it'll move anywhere too much. It'll probably stay around that $30 range. I actually have one for sale because I pulled the 3 from my boxes and I had already picked up 2. That was kind of like my plan, like pick up 2 while I'm waiting to get these boxes, because there's probably not a high chance I'm going to pull more alts, more than 3 alts of the same card, which I did. but just once. So I mean, that's not too bad out of 12 boxes. So I mean, that's not terrible. And then again, Koichi. The new Koichi is really cheap for the alternate art, but the old one has, I think, it started to go up. I don't remember it being that. Yeah, it started to see a climb there. So yeah, it's gone up. So if you didn't have your copies, you're going to be paying more, potentially more if you wait longer. Violet's gone back up to $30. It went down to like 22, 23. It's gone back up to 30. It was used in a Beelstar purple hybrid deck, so it's kind of interesting. So that's Violet has shot back up there. So if you're looking to get these, you waited a little bit too long. Ryugamon, another good Mirage card. It's gone back up a little bit. It was around 18, hasn't gone up too much. So it's just kind of come back up a little bit. But lots of copies, 20, a few, 3 copies, 4 copies, no, 5 copies, and then you're up to $30. So this could potentially see a buyout if Galaxy continues to top, Mirage Galaxy continues to top at least 32 or 3 times in the top 16. So potentially this is probably where you maybe the sweet spot where you want to pick up your copies now. Queen Bee, not a deck that is actually doing anything, but cool card, and it's just holding value. It's been, it's gone up actually. It's kind of hovering around $30, but yeah, like I don't know what's going on with this one here, because I have no idea like if anyone's topped with a Royal Base deck. It's a cool deck. I just don't think it has enough steam yet. Whether or not we're getting future support that maybe has been announced that's kind of hyped this up, I haven't really been paying attention to that. But this is one that I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. This is so high. All the other cards for it have dropped significantly lower. So Queen Bee's still worth money. So if you have copies, I'd sell it because I think it'll probably go down. Might go back down to $20, maybe lower. Shao Sarafi is actually being used in a lot of decks, but he's dropping in price there. You can see right there. It was around the $30 mark. We're getting closer to the $20 mark. Probably wait a little bit and probably get him for $20 a pop, which is a decent card. He's a decent ace card, so that's not too bad of a deal. Lucimon stuff, it's still not doing anything, and it is dropping here. You got this has been dropped at least $5 from like 30, 32. This has dropped a couple bucks here. This was over 30. The X Antibody is sticking around $30. He's holding strong, which he was the most expensive one, but then he was at 30 for the longest time, while these ones were a little bit higher. But you got the old stuff still holding its value. $62 still there. What's the super worth? 41. So these are still, and I mean they're good in other decks like the 7 Deadly Sins deck. So I mean these are really good in that deck. I don't know how good the new Lucimon stuff is in the deck. It probably would give it a little bit of steam, but not as good as the original two. So they're continuing to stay up in price, but everything else is kind of coming down. Satan modes are coming down. That's the alt for $17. A regular for $6, but I mean we know why, because of how many cards they put in the boot. How many? The fact that you got a guaranteed secret in every booster. Imperial Dramon, Paladin mode, he's kind of climbing back up there. 57, getting closer to 60. It was holding at 50 for a while. This is a card that gets used in so many decks, not just Imperial Dramon. You can play it in Magnamon, Pure Magnamon. You can play it in any green deck, any blue deck. So Mirage Toolbox, a lot of decks, including mine, play like 2 of this in that deck. So yeah, just because it gets rid of graveyard stuff. It's it's a good card. So I mean, I think with this, the thing is you got to decide if you want the alt. The other one, the alt, The non-alt I think is going to be a lot cheaper, but I think it's going to still have have some value to it. Where's the still $17. Still $17 for the other one. So I mean, you got to decide, do you need it for your decks, which a lot of, if you have a blue-green deck, you probably want this splashed in. It's just really good against the meta. Red Hybrid is actually doing better than Blue Hybrid. I've seen more people talk about this deck. They don't top as much, but Ancient Greymon has gotten better support through indirect support, really through BT 18 than the blue did. I kind of Ancient Garurumon has like disappeared as far as I can see from the meta for some reason. But and you can see it here in like people are playing this still, which isn't that bad, $20, but $40 for the original, and people are playing like they're not playing any Emperor stuff anymore. It's just pure Ancient Greymon for a lot of the builds because the new stuff just doesn't hit the mark for the Unity Digivolution. So this has gone up. That's crazy, honestly. $40. That's really nuts. Double the price of this, and you need both for the deck, as well as the Takuya stuff is still expensive. You got the BT17, $22, $30 still for the original Memory Tamer. This guy's not that expensive because you don't really need to play him anymore. And then of course you got this is probably the highest priced box topper from 2.0 right now. Yeah, so. Bealstars kind of still up there, $25 to $30. This has seen some play lately, mostly in a purple hybrid variant that topped. So I mean, it hasn't really gone up, but it's still a $20-$25. It's not super expensive card. So I mean, if you want to play OG Bealstarmon, I would say honestly, this probably isn't going to move. It could go up. Like I said, it's an older card, harder to get. So I mean, you have a couple copies here sell, and then you're going over $30. So, but not too much of a change there. Hexablow is still crazy, $25 super, $40. I mean, this card alone makes buying EX7 worthwhile, and then you have Shoto and for Mother and stuff like that. It's just nuts. Yeah, Hexablow, super good. And like so good in so many decks too. Shine Gray's topped recently too. And this is a deck that's actually pretty cheap to build. This is the best. Well, not the best alt, but because there is new ones now. There's $1,000 ones, but this was the original alt of Shine Greymon BT12, which is still your main boss monster for the deck, and it's at $10. $10. Marcuses are a little bit more expensive. The Marcus from BT13 isn't bad, but excuse me. If you want the BT12 alt Marcus, it is more of an expensive card. $30. It's kind of stayed around there for the longest time. It's had drops and price hikes, but it just kind of sits around that $30 range. And there's lots of copies out there. So, Fenrir Kazuchi OTK. This card was actually less. When it first came out, this deck was doing nothing. It was not topping as much. And that was that was early BT7 format. I didn't start seeing this deck start to actually like do well until, pretty much till after they killed Numamon. So after the ban list, I started seeing this deck pop up all over the place, but I had not seen it before then at any of the tournaments I'd been to. So it's kind of came back up here. Let's see, it had a drop too, and it's come back up because more and more people are playing this deck. $32 for an alt secret. That's not bad at all. Phoenix Mon's something else that's been doing a little bit of stuff here. The Phoenix Mon stuff is nothing. It's literally worth pennies. You got a few cards. You got the Tamers here. Their alt Tamers are not worth that much. $8 here, $8 there. I didn't check out the Biomon. Biomon's another one. Biomon. Deck's fairly inexpensive. I mean, you might Gallantmon Crimson mode might be like the most expensive one, but you got $10 for the alt Biomon. That's like nothing. That's nothing at all, really. But yeah, it's a cool deck. Red Vaccine, great deck, and if you can practice with it, you can probably do well. It's something that your opponents might not know how to combat because they're not going to see as much of that in a tournament. So it's like I always like it when a deck it's good. It's not super meta, but the fact is that it's not played a lot. Allows you to have a surprise factor, which can help you top and do very well. When I played Yu-Gi-Oh, I used to top all the time with spellbooks before they got their busted card, Spellbook of Judgment, and because no one played the deck. It was expensive because it had a lot of shiny cards, and I love shiny cards, so I built it first. And people were like, "How do I play against that deck?" Because it wasn't one of the main meta decks, and so I was doing very well at my tournaments with it. And then Judgment came out, and everyone was playing the deck, and all of a sudden it was like, we all know how to combat that. So there's something to be said for decks like that, and that's kind of cool. And then lastly, our joke card, Seed Millenniumon, alternate art secret, is $10. This is awful. This is, I think the regular art Susanomon Ace is more than this. Maybe not. Maybe it's a couple bucks less. But still, it is $10 for this card. It's hard to find for $10. If you don't buy on TCG. Of course, I can't buy on TCG. I can buy, but then I have to switch to Canada, and then the prices change very minusculely. But I'm also buying in American, so I'm paying currency conversion. Plus, I'm paying like $20 shipping on every shipper. So it only really is worthwhile if you can get a whole bunch of cards from one seller at a really good price. That's how it works. But yeah, there is tons of copies out there, and they're all really cheap. And yeah, so if you want to play Millenniumon, it's all really cheap stuff, and so that's kind of funny. But anyways, that is our market analysis. Let me know what you guys think down below. Did we cover a good selection of cards? Did we miss anything that you were hoping we did? Let me know what I could do next time. And looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.